How do you feel about the SOK's Twitch channel being suspended now?
I think that is pretty fair shutdown, to be honest.
Okay, and what would you attribute that to? What terms of service do you think were broken on Twitch to warrant such a thing?
Defamation of another streamer.
Defamation.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you point to me in the terms of service where it says that we cannot criticize a Twitch streamer?
The thing is that when you are using things as how you say fair use, you cannot. Defamation isn't covered under fair use.
Okay,
Can you
point to
can
the
you point to the
specific example
defamation?
of defamation?
Yeah.
Well, you are the SoK, right? I haven't come into the wrong stream or something.
Right, Sons
Yes,
Kojima,
but
yep.
just virtue of that does not equal defamation. We're just curious as to what in that particular
Are you an
podcast on
adult?
Twitch was defamation.
Yes.
What's that?
I think she seems like an adult, and she has to understand that you are sort of a troll group that's supposed to. You're working against Phil, not with him. You're not doing this to be like friendly with him or to boost his viewership or anything like that. I've talked with many of the people that are saying, "Oh, we are going to mass report Phil," and this was long before your channel got shut down.
Which people from the SOK were doing that?
The people in the chat.
The people in the chat. Those
People
are
in
the
the
people
chat.
that are broadcasting.
Those are people in the chat. Those
Right.
aren't SOK
That's
members.
not us.
Well, you are not moderating that at all. You are making them. You are allowing them to have these conversations and group up and do these attacks against
We
you.
don't moderate the
Because
chat
it's
at
none of
all.
our business.
Yes.
We don't moderate
That is
the
their
chat.
right.
We don't moderate
Well,
the
That
you
is
have
chat.
to
their
do
right.
that.
Well, hold on, one at a time, please.
Why?
We don't moderate the
Sorry,
chat. I can handle him. We don't moderate the chat at all.
Well, that's a problem for you guys. You have to moderate the chat so it doesn't become like a troll hive where people go in and attack other streamers.
But we don't have to do anything. We're not going to moderate
No.
the chat whatsoever.
Can I jump in really
Sure.
quickly? Okay, so in the Twitch terms of service where you reference defamation, the only way that you can get an indefinite suspension without any notice is if you have attempted or threatened to harm or kill another person, attempted or threatened to DDoS or swat another person, or lethal harmful weapons such as guns, knives, or explosives. Those are
Listen,
the only ways that you're
who are
allowed
you?
immediate suspension.
Who are you,
I'm
Nicole?
YouTube certified in audience development. I've been in the MCN industry for years, and I don't need you to talk down to me. So, if
you
you
are
are going
not
to
talking
use the
down to
terms of
me.
service as an argument, at least listen to the point that within the suspension terms, it was incorrect. If you
So
say
that
there's
isn't-
defamation, that's fine. I agree. Okay, you think it's defamation, that's fine. However, they needed a warning, and they weren't given it because it was done incorrectly.
I don't care if it was done incorrectly. They have no right to be there when they do this kind of stuff.
Why
They're
though?
Because you are having people all the time coming into our chat. Oh, look at this. Okay, come over, join our
Wait,
chat.
wait, wait.
Where?
Wait, you're
That
talking
is not
about people
us.
coming into your chat, coming into Phil's chat, right? You're talking about them coming in, talking. So, can you confirm that they're coming from our place? Or even then, how are we supposed to control them? Are we supposed to talk to each one of our people and just be like, "Hey, guys, knock that off"? It's their own fucking right. You can't control
Yes.
Yeah,
So
you are the how you said the nest of much of trolling and things that are happening that are not good on this site.
May I chime in for a moment?
that. Sure.
I think you are equating what happened. We had 1,000 people in that chat.
And I have about 9 of
and
them
then-
are viewbots probably.
We had 4 people.
Why would we have view
on the
900.
podcast.
And
Dude, come on.
let's calm it down.
The 4 people on the podcast were not going into anybody's chat. We did not threaten anybody. We did not. We did nothing that actually. We made some poking fun comments.
You don't do anything to
nothing
moderate
that I-
the fucking community. That's the problem. You
Moderate
allow-
the
That is
community?
Not.
Hold on.
We don't.
This
that's
is
not
a difference
required
of opinion, though, on this too. It's important to identify.
Vider, let me just get a little bit of time with Vider by myself here. Vider,
Sure.
can you explain to me this moderate the community thing?
Yeah, you allow people in your chat and anywhere in your community to go out and attack other people. You do not discourage it, and you say it's okay. And I don't think that is.
Do we
very,
encourage it?
You don't encourage it, but you don't dissuade it either.
So we don't do anything about it.
Exactly.
And so you have a problem with the fact that we don't try to like.
You know, you watching you and what they are doing. Like, I don't mind you being, how you say, broadcasting here. That's fine. But when you're on Twitch directly in competition with Phil, when you have your cronies or whatever come in and disrupt our stream, that's not a good thing, and I don't think it's fine.
Okay, let's break down these couple things. First of all, so what you're saying is that you reported our channel because you don't agree with what our community does on Twitch, because you disagree with our inaction and what goes on in general in the community.
Yeah, and that to use Phil's material that he had been broadcasting on Twitch earlier in a way that was not, in a way that I feel was defamation of Phil.
Now you're including something else. So what you're saying is that your problem is that we weren't policing our community, and therefore you.
That too.
And therefore, because of what was going on with our community, people that weren't necessarily us, because we weren't trying to boss people around and tell them
I'm not
what to
saying
do.
you did anything directly, Fred.
Right. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad this is on record. This will be going to Twitch. So what you're saying is you reported us based on what our community was doing that is not us on like social media.
Well, what do you mean social media? I mean on Twitch.
What
You
were
were
we doing on
broadcasting
Twitch?
his material. You were using Phil's material, and you had absolutely no right to do that.
And how do you figure that? You don't think that that's transformative or fair use?
Not fair use because you are defamation. This defamation in your chat and everywhere they were talking about how you say attacking Phil, and if when you don't how you say moderate your community and allow this to happen while you're showing a picture of him and say that this is that you're almost encouraging people to take action against him, just like when you're talking about the copyright strike. Oh, he just needs one more copyright strike, guys. When what will happen when it will be removed? It's like it's encouragement also.
We encouraged people to go strike his channel again.
No, but you're advertising it that he only needs one more strike and he's out of there. So
He's the one that said that. We don't have any information that he did not give himself. What are you talking about?
Well, it's what you do with the information as well, right?
Yeah, but we didn't do anything with the information. Yes, you're right. It is what we do with the information. We did nothing with the information.
I was see. I don't know. Did you see this picture up there with the stream he had streamed on the channel earlier, and you were talking about him using directly his content that he had streamed on Twitch just a little bit before, and talked about this stuff. I don't know if, in a negative way,
that content was on YouTube. What we watched was from YouTube.
Yes.
Do you want me to send you the link?
I don't care. It wasn't right.
Okay. So again, all this is going to go to Twitch. I really appreciate you telling us that this is all fraudulent.
Not fraudulent at all, you fucking asshole. You are the one
Wait.
another
Relax,
streamer.
dude. Relax.
Say that again, Vider? Sorry, you were yelling.
I'm getting a little bit pissed off because I haven't done anything wrong. You are the one that's in the wrong here. You're the one that's the detractors. You're the one that are trying to destroy another person's living, you fucking asshole.
How are we destroying him by criticizing him?
Well, I did exactly tell you this earlier that people were going after him for this, how you say, this terms of service thing on the bits or whatever. He hasn't done anything wrong in that
But
regard.
that's not us. But where are we doing that?
We had 4 people.
There were
Talking
4 people in here
that
this
poor
entire time.
podcast.
Nicole just came recently, so there was 5 now.
Well, you are sort of in encouragement of these other people that are fucking assholes and trolls and doing things they're not supposed to
That's
do.
the thing where
Vider,
you
here's the thing.
keep getting mixed up.
Vider, here's the thing. What you're saying is you want us to become now responsible for other people's actions. And that's why we're not trying to police people and discourage or encourage behavior, because that falls right into what you're saying. Because
you need to discourage bad behavior, you fucking dick.
Let me finish my point, and I want you to understand my point, though. Okay? Come on, relax. I'm not yelling at you. If we start encouraging, discouraging behavior, right? Then now we're responsible to continue to encourage and discourage behavior.
Yes, of course, you dumbass.
How's that dumbass? That's not our responsibility. That's not what we want. Do you think we want to be... Oh, you guys
You
did
have
not...
to be responsible for your fucking community and what they're doing.
So Phil is responsible for what you do?
Of course, he's a bit responsible because, well, of what I am doing because I'm moderating his chat. Of course.
So Phil was responsible for that beef that you got in with like Brian and stuff and all that other stuff.
No,
Phil's
that is
responsible for
personal between me and him. That has nothing to
But
do
that
with Phil.
that rooted from the Phil stuff. So what you're saying
Yeah, that's
is
Brian's fault.
Yeah,
He
so-
invited me to
but
this.
Phil's
And he's a fucking liar. He's a
but-
fucking psychopath.
but Phil's responsible for that, right?
No, he isn't.
Okay. Is Phil responsible for our Twitch channel getting flagged?
No, he isn't because he never mentioned you one time.
He mentioned us a lot. In fact, I have a screen cap from him right now celebrating the fact that our Twitch got shut down, accusing us of using viewbots. Would you like to see it?
Come on, you are such an idiot. You are the one that's a detractor of Phil.
Vito, we said that we would be respectful. Can you please stop at the
Relax.
personal
It's
insults?
I'm literally
It's
we're
not
debating the
getting us anywhere.
points. We're debating the points, fighter. Come on.
I'm sorry, the reason that I got pissed off earlier was because we were talking about Derek, you know?
You're mad because we're detractors. Okay, that's a good. You brought up Derek. I wasn't going to, but you just brought him up. Derek has a ton of playlists on YouTube of him looking at videos of young girls. Is Phil responsible for that?
He's a minor, you dumb fuck!
Okay, is Phil
on,
responsible
dude.
for that?
You are talking about the minor, and you can have any playlist you want. You are not supposed to dig in his private life.
I didn't dig anything. I saw it on Twitter.
Some people did, and he's a minor, and that is really, really wrong. And they
Well,
are
I'm not-
accusing a minor of being a pedophile. And you were talking earlier about him having some credit card with his mother. And
Yes.
he was this innocent boy the next moment, and suddenly he's this pedophile. I don't really
I didn't
understand
call
that.
him.
That's what I'm pissed me
I
off.
didn't call him a
You call him a
pedophile.
pedophile.
Are
There
you
you go.
following the social media at all? Have you not seen this being said about him?
But I'm talking to you now, and you're attributing stuff that's going on Twitter that's not said by me to what you're talking about me with right now. I
Yeah,
didn't make any of
just
these
tell-
claims.
Excuse me for a moment. First of all, Viter, it is very nice to meet you. Thank you for coming onto the show. Second of all, I believe the point we're trying to make is that you're under the impression that we should actually police.
Yeah, that we're
what-
responsible for people. What I'm just trying to run these things by you so you see how ridiculous your line of thinking is. Is Phil responsible that Derek used his parents' credit card much to their dismay and now they're upset with him? Is Phil responsible for that?
No, but when you are having a stream anywhere, you are responsible for moderating at least the chat that is happening on the site you're casting on.
But Phil constantly
Why?
asks for money and says that if you don't give him money, then he's going to go out of business, and puts pressure on people like Derek to give him money. He's
He's
still not
not pressuring
responsible.
minors to give him money. That is
Okay.
totally wrong.
Okay, so then we're not pressuring people to go fuck with Phil then.
Can
Well,
I just jump in and say, I feel like your argument would
You're
make
staticky,
sense.
by the way.
You're very robot-y.
Hang on.
I wonder how it is. How do you fix it? Like, what is it that happens? Do you have to change
That
your batteries? There you go. How do you fix it
Yeah,
so
just
easily?
plug
What?
it
What
in
is?
and out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What I was going to say is I feel like your argument would make sense and have a lot more respect if you could realize that it's very biased. Because the point that they're making, which I think they're kind of conveying incorrectly to you, is everything you're saying that they're doing, he's doing in one way or another, but then you're not saying it's wrong for him. Can you at least recognize that? Or no?
Nicole, do you know who these people are and what their concept is and what they're doing? Are you
Okay,
what I'm saying?
okay,
Why
okay,
don't you
but this
tell
is...
us then?
But
Why don't
no,
you
hang
tell
on a
us
second.
that?
No,
Cyanide.
wait. But
Sorry.
that's the point, is what I'm saying. I'm completely a third party here, and all I'm saying is when you're talking and you're giving your argument, you're being very biased towards Phil.
Of course I am.
Both, yeah, but that's what I mean. Both sides are wrong in one retrospect or another, I'm sure.
No, there's only
But-
one side that is wrong, and that is this side.
But
Phil hasn't
that's-
done anything in this. He's not a detractor of the SoK.
Okay, but
Yes,
that's
he
the
is.
problem with the argument. Because you are refusing to believe that he's done anything wrong, and that's where your argument faults. Because they've just told you everything he has. And yeah, likewise, you've said the exact same back to them that they've done this wrong or they've done that wrong. But if you can't sit there and be like, okay, yes, maybe that's right, then what you're saying has no stance at all.
Well, it has
Because-
because let me ask you something, Nicole. If I'm about to contact the SoK is like a business. Think of them like who do I contact in the SoK? Where is their contact information? What kind of an organization is this?
That is
You go
that is
to
a
Twitter.
false
It's a
syllogism.
bunch of people. Like that's
That is a
it.
false syllogism.
Going back where I feel like everybody got lost. So, are you the one that reported their Twitch?
several people reported their Twitch, obviously.
Okay. But did you? I'm just asking you. Like, did you?
I was probably one of them, yes.
Okay. So, well, then yes. So, why?
Because I disagree with what they're doing. It's defamation of another character, and they are having a problem policing their community, so they're coming in and harassing us when we are streaming.
Okay, but here's the thing. They are not responsible for their audience. Yes, in their chat, it is their responsibility to moderate their chat, but they're not.
They
in
don't.
Phil's chat. No. Their chat, they are allowed to moderate what they think is wrong. In Phil's chat, it is his responsibility to moderate what his chat is wrong. Are you aware of stands or like on YouTube where they have fans and they attack other YouTubers? It's not the YouTuber's fault. Like, everybody does their own actions. Did you report them because someone else told you to, or because you genuinely thought what they did was wrong? Answer me that.
I genuinely think what they're doing right now and anytime is wrong.
Okay, so the only person that's responsible for your actions are you, yes?
It depends what I am. If I'm working for a company, it's my responsibility
No,
to
because
do that, right?
you can have thoughts separate from a company, is the thing. Everything you do doesn't have to be a reflection of what you're associated with. So, did you reporting them, was that for you or for anyone else? That's all I'm asking.
In what regard? What do you mean? For myself,
Did
I
you-
mean they
yeah,
harass me?
So, yeah, did you report them because you thought what they were doing was wrong with no bias? Like, you just thought, this is wrong, this shouldn't be on Twitch, or did you do it for Phil?
I thought this was wrong. This shouldn't be on Twitch because of what they were doing.
Okay. So if I ask the audience now that, and if you think there's...
If you ask the audience here, don't you think they're a little bit biased?
Okay, no, but you don't know what I'm going to ask them. Like, you could see there's a chat going, right? If I say, like everything they're saying is because they think it, which is kind of common sense, like, they would say, yes, that's the case. Because they think it. And yes, you're right, people can be influenced by the people that they idolize or the people that they listen to. But at the end of the day, don't you agree that everybody has their own thoughts and has their actions based off it?
Yeah, but this isn't like a philosophy. This isn't like a philosophy.
It's okay.
Philosophical argument. This is like what I think is right and wrong, and so I don't mind people
philosophy
making.
Comes down to what is right and wrong, and I think what you're not understanding is, yeah, you are right. People are influenced by who they watch, and like you said, you thought it was wrong towards Phil.
It is wrong.
Yes, yeah, okay, but I'm saying in the middle for the purpose, so just ignore that bit. So you are doing it because, you watch Phil, you like Phil, that's great. And then these people, they watch, these guys, and they like these guys, so they'll obviously hear their arguments more, but they still have their own thoughts, and they still judge it themselves.
All they're doing is talking shit about Phil, usually. That is what they do.
But what do you mean, in their chat or in his chat?
They are detractors of Phil, don't you get it? All their content comes directly from him. It's the source of their what they're making.
But you were saying it's defamation, and that's not necessarily the case.
Well, I'm sure some people have to agree that some people can see something as defamation and other people see the same thing as totally fine, right?
I mean, everyone's open to criticism and freedom of speech, and I think that's where that falls under.
Yeah.
But Freddie,
when it comes to moderating our chat, if we saw death threats or organized DDoS attacks, we would shut that down in an instant.
Mm-hmm.
There was none of that. We
Yeah,
would
like...
not put up with that. But we do not moderate people's thoughts. We do not moderate to the degree that they cannot think differently than the narrow definition that seems to fly in other places. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
If anything, Viter, take it from this. We may be detractors, as you say, but we are
maybe detractors. Are you saying you're not?
We are a community that
discourages
extreme behavior that you describe.
Did everything die?
No.
So, okay, so Viter, all right, so one of the things you brought up, and I actually think this is the primary reason why you flagged us. You mentioned that we're in competition with Phil. We compete with him.
They are streaming at the same time and using him in your fucking cast. You're doing something wrong, in my opinion.
We didn't have him in the title. It's not like somebody that was looking for DSP would stumble on us.
Well,
it says SoK. It said SoK Special Emergency Copyright Strikes.
Yeah, and who were you talking about?
Right, but you wouldn't know that unless you showed up.
You wouldn't know what SoK was?
Right. So what I'm saying is...
Nobody knows what SoK is. It's just like, what can this mysterious SoK mean?
Okay. Would you say that somebody streaming the same game as Phil is competing with Phil?
If they are using Phil's commentary in the game, I would probably say so.
Oh, so what you're saying is that we're competing with Phil by using Phil's stuff.
Yeah, more or less, you are. Yeah.
But what we were broadcasting was something from YouTube hours earlier, and what he was broadcasting was Dark Souls 2.
It's several different. It's many different things that are wrong with your cast. If you want to put it like that, it's not just one specific thing.
No. But we're talking specifically about the notion of competition, and you brought that up, and you brought that up before, and you used that heavily to explain why we shouldn't be on Twitch. You said that we were competing with Phil, and so what I'm offering to you is this. What we were broadcasting, what you say is competition to Phil, was a reaction video to something that he did as a vlog on YouTube hours prior.
Twitch as well, I will suppose. It was cast on Twitch.
Yes, but we got the source from YouTube. And do you mind if I also interject that we take no monetary anything?
Yeah, exactly.
So
you're not a business. You're just a troll folk.
Competition sort of implies that we.
Phil is a business. I can find him. I can search for Phil Burnell, and I can find him. I have no contact information to any of you, even if you were to do something that you weren't supposed to do. I had no idea where to find any of you.
Yes, that's the point I was making. We aren't here for monetary compensation.
But you are not there as a person or something, some organization either. You're just like a loose-knit troll group that are trying to destroy what Phil is doing as a living.
How do we destroy him, though? Like, explain. We're giving actual advice, criticism, and making a few jokes. I don't understand how that destroys him.
Yeah.
You are giving very biased information about Phil. There's usually not a guy like me that goes on and yell at you when you are doing this. It's just like a circle jerk where you are talking shit about Phil, and nobody usually comes with any argument that is against it. And even if they do, you can see how people are treating me, especially in the. It's not you guys are respectful, and I am sorry for yelling at you earlier. I am a bit tired, as I say. It's like 9 a.m. in the morning, and I've been awake all the night. But
too.
Yeah, I usually shout when I'm tired. So here's the thing. What you're saying that makes no sense. So what you're saying is that because people don't offer points that you agree with, then our channel should be flagged. Like,
no,
I'm trying to get you to justify.
That's your general thing, right? I do not think there is anything wrong with making how you say satire or anything like this.
Perfect. Then we're all squared away. Then.
Yes. Then we're...
No, because you're taking this much farther than just satire.
How?
It is because you are sort of you are giving you are often bringing up points where you either make fun of Phil or in a way that I find this at least something very close to defamation of character.
May I ask something?
Of course.
If we did a very similar, we were saying all the same things. However, who we were talking about was a different person. Do you think he would have gone through the same motions?
I would imagine if there's some SoK group that goes after low-tier God, for example. That's what you mean, right? But I don't know if there is, right? I don't know if there is.
If we were, let's just say that's what our podcast was about. We were talking about low-tier God or somebody else who was streaming. Would you have gone through the same motions of flagging the Twitch channel? The
problem is I would probably never have heard of you guys if you were doing something with somebody else.
You stumbled upon it. Just humor me with this one, that you stumbled upon it somehow. Do you think you would have gone through the same motions as you did?
Well, if I have no, you see, I have a lot of knowledge about what's going on in this community about now. But if,
Oh,
if
do you?
somebody else was talking about not your community, of course, but more the Phil community. But what I'm saying is, I would have to have some frame of reference to know if what they were saying was a defamation of the character or not. But when I listen to you guys talk about Phil, I obviously know some things about him and know when you're wrong and what you're saying is defamation.
Defamation is defamation. I mean, critique is critique, and defamation is defamation. So if we were making spurious comments about somebody, let's just say like to God, do you think you would have flagged our channel in the same way?
Ironically, I think he isn't on Twitch, and I can't answer that because I have no idea. I have no frame of reference to the streamer and the other person. So I would just say I would probably not, because it wouldn't have been a problem for me at the time. I can't answer that really.
I've been meaning to say this.
I thank you for your honesty.
I want to understand. You understand the definition of defamation, right?
Sure.
Vider, do you know that defamation requires there to be false statements, statements that are knowingly false that you're saying about them to intentionally damage their reputation?
Yeah, of course.
So can you show false statements that we've made? Like, can you point to some false?
I can't find some right now. I can probably go through all your 190,000 negative casts about Phil and find places where you have been doing defamation. Yes.
False, knowingly false statements.
Knowingly, I don't know if you're stupid. Maybe I think knowingly, yes.
Can you give me an example of one from tonight? Because you were watching, I'm sure. So
I wasn't watching the whole thing. I saw that
Right.
Brian, that psychopath. He was coming to me and PMing me and saying, "Oh, look, they are doing this and that, and now the SoK are streaming," and that's how I even got aware of that you were doing it.
So
Then how did you strike us?
Yeah,
if
what did
hadn't
you
watched?
see? What did you see that led you to strike it then? Defamation,
Well,
right?
I saw that you were talking about Phil when he was having this picture up on the screen, which you had taken from his channel. That was.
No, it was a pause in the video from his YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching it on Twitch just earlier. How can I see if it's on YouTube or fucking Twitch you're having it off?
Okay. So that's what you struck? You struck the fact that you saw us have a picture of him on the screen?
Unfair use of it because you are a detractor group and you are working against Phil and are a detriment to his business. I will say so, yes.
What you haven't proven or supported this argument that we're a detriment to his business. But again, I'm going to ask you.
It's not like the empiric evidence that you are not, because it's many different factors. You may bring in more crowds and people may be more sympathetic to them because you're assholes and people want to support the victim and stuff like this. But it's impossible to say that if you are contributing in a positive or negative way. But I think just as the concept, what you're doing is negative to him, and sometimes you are doing defamation.
Okay. So there's a lot to get to. Nicole just gave us the definition of fair use. I'm going to let her go in just a second. So you came to our channel. You saw that Phil's face, a picture of him, was on the stream, and so you decided to strike you decided to report the channel.
After I had talked with Brian and what they had said earlier, I was convinced that you were defaming him.
Explain what? So you talked to somebody
else? Sorry.
Let me just please have a second with him. So you went to our channel. You saw.
No, I got told by somebody that you were streaming and whatever.
Okay, so you were told by somebody else that we were streaming, and so you went to our Twitch and reported it just based off of the fact that you found out that we were streaming.
Basically, I saw that he's what you were doing, and I find that you are who you are, and mostly what you do when you are on Twitch simulcasting with him. I think that is wrong, and I was supposing you did defamation like you usually do.
So you just assumed that there was some terms of service violation that you did not witness, and so you flagged it just based off of who we are.
who you are was at least a factor in it, I would say. Most definitely, yes.
But you didn't observe anything that you actually flagged it for. You just assumed that something was going on and flagged it.
More or less because I was watching and doing something that I couldn't exactly get a broad picture of all the things you do. But you are who you are, and I would expect that you were defaming Phil. That's something I would expect out of you guys.
You expect. So, okay.
Yeah,
so
that's what you should do. You are the tractor group.
Assumption.
Okay.
So you went on. Yeah. Okay.
So I just want to get this nice and clean. You went to our channel based off of you hearing from a friend of yours or
Not a friend of mine, a psychopath you are a friend with.
a rival of yours.
A psychopath that lies about me that you are a friend with, I suppose.
Okay. A person a third party told you that we were streaming, so you went to our Twitch, you observed no
He
terms.
gave me the impression that you were defaming Phil.
Defending?
That's why that was defaming him.
Defaming. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you were told by a third party that there was some defamation going on our channel. You went
I
to
got
it.
the idea when he said it the way he did, yeah.
You went to it. You didn't observe any of that, but you still reported the channel.
Yeah, because I saw a picture of Phil that he had in his Twitch earlier, and I think that this is totally unfair use. You are defaming Phil, and you are simulcasting. You are the same time.
Simulcasting. We were not casting. We were not rebroadcasting his stream. We were not. Just because we're streaming at the same time doesn't mean we're simulcasting.
Well, at least you were streaming at the same time then.
Is that not allowed?
When you are the SoK and you are who you are and you are using the material you were, I am pretty sure that's not fine.
Show me that.
Especially when you're with crazy chat were coming in and disturbing us.
Show me that in the Twitch terms of service that we're not allowed to stream at the same time as Phil.
That's not what I'm saying is wrong, though.
So what you're saying is you just came up with some criteria.
Oh, come on, my friend.
What? This is what you're saying.
You're giving me loaded questions.
I'm not giving you loaded questions.
You are saying that this and that. Well, I'm saying what I'm saying.
Okay. So I'm asking you. So what you did is you saw that we were streaming at the same time as Phil. You saw that we were talking about Phil. And so you...
What do you want to know? You're asking me these loaded questions.
So you struck down the channel. Well, you could say no and correct me.
To go with this long ass question is really loaded. Just ask me a question and I will answer it.
I am asking you the question.
But you're asking like a snake.
I'm presenting you my understanding and asking you if I'm correct.
So, Fred, you are saying that it's okay to talk to others in a way that, this is like a very...
And see, what I can do is I can say no, and then I can clarify my point.
Well, just ask a simple question, and if you want something answered, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tired now.
All right, let me ask you okay, instead of just asking you all at once,
because you're asking me very accusive, leading questions or loaded questions.
All right, let's do this very easily. Were you told by a person that we were streaming?
Is this you? I just answer that. You know how this went on. What do you want to know, Fred? Don't go on. Like
sorry,
this,
I'm just trying to get a nice, clean sound clip so I can send this to Twitch. So we could prove that
you're getting a nice, clean sound clip to send this to Twitch.
Yeah,
what just do you want to know then?
Just so that they know that this was a fraudulent strike.
Fraud? You are a fraudster. Dick.
How am I? Okay. Well, why? Well, you're a poopy head. Why am I fraudulent? What are you talking about?
Well, you didn't say you were going to record me for some sound clip that you were going to use.
Well, we're live on the air, so I thought that you were clear that this is recorded and being live brought. There's 1,000 people watching it right now.
I know. No, probably 200 and there's 800 view bots, I would suppose.
Yeah, we definitely pay for these view bots on channels that we make no money off of.
You don't, but it's the same view bots that come and visit Phil, I'm pretty sure. There's view bots, people that I have seen that are both going after Phil to, I don't know, nefarious reasons, and they probably come in here as well to boost you a little bit.
Just an assumption by you, right?
No, I have actually talked to
several people. That's defamation. That's annoying.
Defamation,
that's some defamation right there. We should report you.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
Why are you coming on here and defaming us?
please sue me for this, Fred. I really want to do that.
Why are you defaming us?
If you think so, I think you should sue me.
You don't think that that's a knowingly false claim meant to defame us and tarnish
No.
our good reputation that we use viewbots?
Not you personally. I'm saying there are you viewbots in use.
How do you know?
Because I have talked to these people that I've seen chat logs with these people that say they are viewbotting Phil and others in this to do this.
Okay, so if they're viewbotting Phil, they're viewbotting us?
Probably.
Okay, probably.
With
Say
their
again.
details, because we don't want that.
Yeah, dude. This is...
It'd be good if you could provide us.
Do you
with
think
it.
Phil wanted this viewbot either? Can we stop them? Have you got any tools to stop viewbotting?
I don't think viewbotting is occurring for us. I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Nicole's
We'll
been
never
dying to
know.
say something, so let's give her a little bit of time. I'd like to approach this one at a time. So, if Nicole, if you want to,
I was just gonna say, wait, is my mic okay?
a little bit of crackling, if you could fix it.
Jesus Christ, hang on. There we go.
Perfect.
Good?
Perfect.
Okay. All I was going to say is you have a fault in your argument. You say you reported them, which is fine, whatever. And you say it was because of defamation or fair use, but you weren't watching the stream. So how is that not fraudulent on your part?
what do you mean?
Because it's against terms of service on any streaming platform, actually, including YouTube and Twitch, to make false claims. Because fair use runs under copyright, so you're going against copyright law. And if you just admitted and you said you didn't know you were recording whatever, but this is live, so, like, why did you do it then?
It's because
Because that's fraudulent.
you know who SoK is? They are more fraudulent than Phil will ever be.
Okay, but that's I'm asking you, don't you realize what you did was fraudulent?
Of course it wasn't fraudulent.
Okay, but why?
Because I know the concept of the SoK.
Yes, but you reported one stream. And he asked you before what in that stream was defamation or against fair use, and you couldn't provide anything. And just because you know the SoK, or rather just because you have an opinion or a perception of them, doesn't mean that you're right.
What
And
is
it
your
doesn't mean
perception
that
of
they
them
should-
then? What do you think the SoK is?
Okay, they're a podcast, and that's all that needs to be said about that. And
That's
they're
all that
allowed
needs
to
to be said
have
about
their
that?
views. You are deflecting the question here.
I don't even know who you are. You are screaming.
That's
and-
great you don't know who I am.
I'm-
I didn't know who you are. That's not what we're asking each other. This isn't a buddy-buddy conversation. I'm just asking you, do you realize what you did was fraudulent?
No, you dumb bitch. It wasn't fraudulent.
Why?
Excuse me, no, I will not
It's
accept
fine.
that.
No,
Nicole is
I'm
also
fine.
a guest here. We said at the beginning of this Vita, we will remain respectful.
Don't
Please,
say I'm doing fraudulent
Pay
things
us.
then.
please
Okay,
pay us
but
the same courtesy and
if
do not
you-
stoop to those sorts of insults. Thank
Sorry.
you.
If you don't think that it was fraudulent, I'm asking you why.
Because I was doing something in good faith when I know what these guys are doing. They are organizations.
Okay. All right, good faith is one thing, but that doesn't make it not against the terms of service, is what I'm trying to tell you. And when this whole podcast, if you were watching, was that he has false claims and false copyright and everything around that. But then to do that to the other party and then say that wasn't fraudulent, it just loses your argument altogether. Don't you realize
Nicole,
that?
listen, Nicole, that was one of the factors that I did do this on the basis of. The other was that their community, there were coming people in, and we get very much trolls where I am all the time, right? But this was unusual amount of people that we had to ban because they were directly referencing this podcast, as you call it.
Okay, so genuinely I'm asking you, do you have any proof of these comments of people saying, yes, we specifically came because of this podcast?
What do you
Because
mean?
I did watch the stream, so I actually don't know. So I'm asking you, do you have proof, or was that attached to the Twitch report or anything like that?
What I didn't. This question I cannot understand.
Did you include that in the report? Do you
Yeah,
have
so
proof
to
that
my
it
understanding,
happened?
you said that your report was more than just defamation, yes? So it was also about people going to Phil's stream, or what people were saying in their stream?
Listen, I do not remember exactly what I put down in the report, but I was, what I did was I put thing in good faith because I know what these guys are doing.
And what's that?
You don't know, so I tell you what they're doing.
Yes, yeah, I'm asking. I'm not being sarcastic. I mean, what is that to you? What is it that they're doing?
You know who Darkside Phil is? Do you know the streamer?
I'm aware. Yes.
Yeah, he has been streaming and making YouTube videos for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And the SoK is like a, I don't know how you could describe it, a hater group, or people that feel
We'll
feel
call it a
the
podcast. To be unbiased, just say podcast.
podcast then, yeah, podcast that direct a lot of the things they feel are wrong with Phil, and they're only talking about Phil all the time, and they are more obsessed with Phil in general than his fans are, and it's really bothering him and other people in the people that are friendly to Phil community. It's feel like there's some sort of negative force, if you will.
Okay, but what gives him the right, or his audience, or you, to take away their platform then? Because what makes Phil so special that he can't have critics is what I'm saying. Because there are YouTubers everywhere who are criticized, who have full-on dedicated hate videos, and it's nothing in comparison to what this is. So what makes it different?
What do you mean, what makes the difference?
Why can't he have critics?
He can have critics. I've never said that he couldn't have critics.
No, okay, well, I guess we're good then.
Okay, yeah, you can continue.
No, that's it. That's. I mean, I was just kind of being sarcastic, but yeah, I guess we're good then, Vider. He can have critics. Okay, cool. Then we should exist as we are.
Yeah, I didn't say he could have defamation on haters, Fred.
But you didn't give any examples of defamation, though. Haters
No,
is
but
a loose
if
term.
you want me to find out, I can probably find that. But you should know, Fred, that you can make a good argument and ask questions in a very leading way, and you are very good at this. But listen to me. What you're doing is you're never going to be on the right side of history in this, because you are something that heavily and solely depend on Phil for your entire existence, right?
So then we wouldn't want him gone, would we?
No, that's right. You're like the Ouroboros or whatever. That's like constantly eating your tail.
So then how are we damaging him if we want him to stay around for us, for our benefit?
Because I've heard that you actually want him out of the picture.
It's heard this?
Yeah, I heard this.
Where did you hear this?
Well, I've spoken to I can't. Many people have said that, especially you and other people have said that we just want Phil gone. We would just want him out of this business and way somewhere else. And that would be a great success, and then you have succeeded, right?
But I thought we need him to exist.
Yeah, but then you are probably happy with not existing. I don't know.
So you don't make any sense.
This?
Yeah, you don't
Did
make
hear
any
us
sense.
No,
say
don't
this
make
on
any
the
sense
podcast?
either, right? It's like it's okay. It doesn't make any sense for me. It's
That's okay. It's a group that finds humor in Phil, so we do some parodies, some funny stuff, some videos, some reactions to him doing bad at video games, and then when he makes vlogs that are, sort of all over the place, we criticize the vlogs. We try to give our take on what's actually going on, and then we get very
misery, and you do
and then hold on,
things.
and then we get very knowledgeable people like Nicole here who can educate us on what actually goes on behind the scenes with YouTube. You see, I don't know if you know this, but we've made an effort to try to connect with people and to try to educate ourselves on what's actually going on, so that we aren't just wildly speculating as to what actually goes on.
Don't. Yeah, well, you are still who you are, Fred. It's you. I am who I am, and you are who you are. And in the end, I am just a fanboy to somebody who streams games on the internet, and you don't like him, and you want to destroy what he's doing.
So you're saying that we want to destroy what he's doing, but we also need him to exist.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
You're right. Your theory makes no sense.
Oh, but neither do your whole thing here. It's awful. I don't understand this at all.
There's a lot of people that enjoy it. We enjoy it, and we're not hurting anybody.
I think it's a mixed bag actually, because I will be honest and say that I'm not totally against and hate everything you do, but it's sometimes that I feel that you are way too obsessive and you break the, how you say, good conduct line or whatever.
I don't see it at all, and I think that your report that you did was fraudulent.
Was totally right. Was
totally right because you don't like us.
Because you are a troll group that are constantly trolling Phil, and you're a disturbance to the community, and you were very good that they shut you down. I think that was the best thing they could do to like.
Why does this being shut down on Twitch matter so much to you? I mean, we're on Smashcast now, and we've been on Smashcast several times while Phil has been on Twitch. Why is it so important for you to get us off of Twitch?
Especially important for me to get you off of Twitch, in my opinion, is because this is where Phil has his platform, and this is where he makes his money.
Ooh, I just got you to admit that you really wanted to get us off Twitch. You know that, right?
Yeah, does that matter? I don't
yeah,
think that is something wrong.
Yeah, it's also going to, that clip's also going to Twitch. Like, that you have an agenda to get us off of Twitch because you don't like us?
I have no agenda of getting off of Twitch.
So she just said. You just said, you said, oh, I really want to get you off Twitch.
When did I say I had an agenda?
That's what you literally just said. You literally just said, oh, I really want to get you. It was important for me to get you off of Twitch.
Yeah, well, what you meant with that was that I thought you meant with that. That I thought it was.
Stop doing this.
I want to get off of Twitch.
This is my theory, okay? Do you want me to know? You want to know my theory?
But you are so snake. You're like this fucking.
I'm snake. Clever. I'm very clever, and you just
clever snake. Clever, despicable snake.
It's despicable. What I'm doing is so despicable right now. Okay, so
leading questions on. Yeah,
here's what I think. I'm not asking a question. I'm about to tell you what I think. All right. Here's what I think. I think that because Phil's in such bad shape, you are in full force. That you got to try to defend.
No, you can't do this. You can't do this.
This is me telling you what I think. You can disagree. Just let me get off my thought, and if you disagree with it, you can. I'm just giving you my thoughts. I think...
You're not asking me a question now.
I'm not asking you a question.
Okay, fine.
You can disagree with my statement. I think that you see that Phil's in bad shape right now. You think that he's maybe nearing the end. And so you're in full force. You know what? I got to get back. We got to do whatever we can. I got to give him hundreds of dollars. I got to buy him that Nintendo Switch. I got to do this, that, and the other. And one of those things for you was, oh man, instead of watching Phil, they're going over to Twitch and watching something that's related to Phil but not exactly competing with Phil. I need to get rid of them to help Phil the most I possibly can and get him through this rough patch.
Excuse me, are you role-playing me at the moment?
No, that's what I think you're up to.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're role-playing me. Am I misunderstanding you?
It's kind of fun, yeah. I guess it was kind of fun. If I was, you know what? I've been meaning to do this. Can I do my impression of you to you, and then I'll really role-play you?
Of course.
Well, I was thinking I'll flag a channel and then they'll not compete with Phil, and there'll be much benefit for the Phil. How was
That's
that?
more like it. That's more like it. That's probably
not bad, right?
That's not bad.
I've been working on it. That's what I think. What do you think, Vider?
Well, Fred.
That's what I sound like? Oh my god. Hey, do an impression of me.
That's what I sound like?
I sound like a redneck.
I'm Fred.
Okay.
I'm thinking you have some nefarious reasons for shutting me down.
Wow. I did not know I sounded like that. That's pretty good. Continue with that. So answer back my question. So do you, or my thought that I proposed to you, do you think that this is what's actually going on? That you're acting in defense of Phil, you see the end is near, and so you want to try to do as much as you can in desperation moves to make sure that we dang dirty detractors don't get the last laugh? Is that what you feel?
No, not exactly. I just think that to be honest, I was more before all this happened that I ever found Phil. I was more a troll-ish person, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw and I found Phil in the way that you are seeing.
You found Phil through detractors, right?
Right, and then I was thinking, this is an interesting person. And I started watching him, and I was thinking, this is maybe. I thought he would be more action watching Phil, like a live stream and stuff.
I'm not asking for your whole story. I'm just asking
No,
if what
I'm saying
your current
I'm saying,
conduct is out of trying to desperation help him.
I'm not desperately trying to help him. The only thing I'm saying is that that I found Phil in the way that you are watching him, and I realized soon that much of what was going on, especially with the detractors and the people that are hating him, that they are exaggerating and being a really negative force, and they're sort of they're not the right part in this, and I sort of had to find another way to approach this, because I feel that Phil needed the help, and I wanted to help him rather than help tearing him down. Like
so that's awesome. So if it wasn't for detractors, Phil would have never had you in his life, giving him hundreds of dollars, Nintendo Switches, and all that other good stuff, huh?
I have never given him a Switch, though. I don't know where I get this from.
I wanted to get you to admit that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That was my snake-like maneuver there. But if it wasn't for detractors, you would have never stumbled into Phil's life and began funding his life. I mean, he would be without you had it not been for detractors. Isn't that a benefit to Phil?
Well, if you hadn't been as bad as you had been, that's true. That it sort of benefited him that I hadn't found him without detractors, but I wouldn't agree that they're sort of responsible for me other than to work against them.
But the detractors, we pointed you in his direction, and there he is, the man that you must save, makes his life better. You need to sugar daddy that motherfucker, and you did. And look where you are now, and look where he is now. He's doing so well. Because
no, they had it was a very good day for Phil today, I think.
Very good day for Phil.
Yeah.
So what do you think? How would it make you feel, Vider? Let me ask you one more question. If anybody else has any other questions for Vider before we get him out of here on this 7-hour podcast, I will let them have the rest of the time. My last question for you, Vider. Is Phil so Phil's not responsible for you coming and striking our channel, right? I mean, you've made that clear, right? You don't believe that Phil would be responsible for your actions, right?
He was not responsible for shutting your channel down at all.
Good. Okay. So then that means that we're not responsible for people in our audience going over to his channel, because Phil didn't do anything to stop you from reporting our channel, did he? I mean, he saw that in his chat. He didn't moderate that, did he?
What do you mean, saw that in his chat? Were you there?
No, I have screen caps of you guys in the chat talking about flagging us and celebrating it and stuff like that, and he didn't moderate that.
When was this on? I know we didn't moderate that. I tried to stop the discussion because I didn't want any discussion about SoK at all.
But Phil didn't moderate it, right? He didn't prevent you guys from doing it, right?
We started to shut the discussion down after a while, and we started to kick and ban people when they were talking about this, because we had enough of it. We weren't celebrating more or less.
You weren't.
I wasn't celebrating. I was just thinking justice had been served.
Oh, because I got a screen cap right here of you saying thanks, that you appreciate us getting flagged.
Yeah, of course I did, because
so that seems like a little bit of a celebration, no?
To appreciate something?
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you flagging them. That seems like
yeah, of course. Is that a celebration, though?
Yeah. There's the cap of that.
Yeah, I'm not think that that's the thanks. I appreciate it. It's like, yeah.
Look at everybody celebrate. Laugh my ass off. LOL. Good riddance.
Is any of them me?
You're at the bottom saying thanks. I appreciate it for somebody flagging. So, but Phil's not responsible for that, right? That happened in his chat. He didn't moderate it, but he's not responsible.
Once, because this was something that happened, and we usually take when people are talking SSV of the SoK, we are, of course, moderating it. We don't want that.
Okay, so the SoK is responsible, though, if people from our audience go over to his chat.
It was a lot of advertisement in our stream chat. We had to ban many people that were coming over and disrupting our stream more than usual, at a vast amount more than what is normal.
Were we telling them to go over there?
I don't know. I assume you did.
Oh, I see, another assumption. So you just assume that
Well, people are coming and screaming and come and look at our SoK podcast. Well, where are they coming from and why are they doing it? I don't know. I assume it was from you guys, right? There's not any other SoK cast going on, I think.
The word assume is coming up a lot.
yeah, a lot of assume. So you just assume we sent people over there, even though that's not really conducive to
Sure.
our show. Well, why would we want people to go over there instead of watch us and hang out with us? Doesn't make any sense.
I'm saying I'm assuming things because I cannot say 100% that I know it, but it's a very strong assumption.
Okay, here's my last question.
There
If okay, and I don't know how you're going to interpret this, but I'm just trying to be realistic and to
Not a leading question though. Just ask what you want to know.
okay. If somebody tried to mess with Phil in retaliation for what you guys did, and Phil ended up being the loser because of it, if Phil ended up losing his YouTube channel because somebody went and did another strike or something in retaliation for you guys flagging down our Twitch, would you feel like it was worth it, or would you feel responsible?
Excuse me, can I repeat that question?
Sure. If somebody from whatever got upset and saw this happen,
Who is whatever?
what's that?
Somebody from whatever? Or who is
The
whatever?
community, whatever you want to call it. You've been calling it all sorts of
What
things.
community?
The Phil Detractor community.
Yes, okay.
No, the Phil Detractor community.
It's not that's okay.
The Phil the wide world of people that dislike Phil and have the internet.
Okay, that's okay then.
No, the wide
No.
world of people that have the internet and dislike Phil. If somebody were to see that this happened, they said, man, well, fuck that. Phil got them shut down. If they were under the wrong impression or something like that, and they said, let's get Phil in response. And Phil got a fourth strike or something. Would you feel responsible, and would you feel that it was, a good thing at the end of the day to do that?
If the SOK would do something like that, I think that would just reflect badly on them because they are the one in the wrong anyways.
Now, I see what you're trying to do here. What I'm saying is that if some random person in the detractor community.
Yeah, but this is SOK cast you're talking about. Why should somebody who doesn't care about the SOK do this for them?
So it's the SoK community. There's a lot of people from outside the SoK community that watch the thing. I mean,
I think they have to retaliate for you guys or something, because I have heard a lot about the outside of the fringe that doesn't feel that some of you actually hate you guys.
okay. So that's good. That supports my argument. Yeah, there's a wide world of detractors out there that aren't just SoK. The SoK is a Skype group of a handful of people. Well, more, but
It was about 15.
yeah.
All right.
So I don't think you understand my question. Do you get what I'm getting at, or?
Oh yeah, still asking the same question. I say if somebody from the SOK or the community around it is going to after Phil to retaliate against him, I suppose I wouldn't feel guilty at all. That's in your nature, and you probably would have done it anyways.
That we would have done it. We've never attacked any
the
of Phil's
SOK
stuff.
Oh, sorry, the people in the fringe and around the SOK that are following you.
Yeah, but there's a ton of communities that aren't SoK. You know that, right?
Yeah, but they don't care about you guys. They don't want to do shit because of a thing, I suppose.
Who knows? I'm just saying.
think
I'm
you're
just putting it
avoiding
out there
the question.
hypothetically that, like, if Phil ended up losing out because of this, right? If people said, oh, look at Phil attacking a detractor channel, let's go get him.
Are you encouraging this right now, or what is your problem?
No, I don't think. You're good with English, right? I feel like it's fair to speak to you in English, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I'm communicating this as best I can. If Phil ends up getting screwed over because of this by random watchers, random observers, you think that this is okay? That this was a worthwhile venture?
It's like how you say, you are just make clear you don't want this to happen, right? You do not want any retaliation. Just make that very clear, Fred, right?
No, I don't care either way.
You don't care
I
if
don't
they
want
do it.
any retaliation. I don't.
Very good, very good. If they would do that, I would not feel any guilty at all, because I feel that if they want to make an injustice, two injustices instead of one, that's fine. That's their problem. Then they are breaking the law. I'm not responsible for that.
Breaking the law to report his Twitch or his YouTube?
false copyright strike is in fact like how you say when it's not real, it's perjury, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is actually, because if you are pretending to be a company and then are not the company and start to claim copyright in the name of the company, it's perjury, whatever.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have. If anyone else has anything else before Vider goes and before we check out the second video, that's all I have for the man.
Well,
I
anyways,
do have something that I'd like to present.
Sure.
You are under the assumption that we, the Sons of Kojima, need Phil for sustenance for video content.
do you not agree with that?
Well, we created videos last month that are contrary to that exact stance.
Yeah, we did E3 coverage. It was pretty good.
We actually covered all of the E3 conferences.
Yeah.
We put together our own thoughts. We live reacted to all the presentations. And if you look at the YouTube comments,
Incredibly good, guys. I think that's a step in the right direction. And you just got 99% left.
Yes.
We have done similar things in the past. We have done Jackbox streams. We have done.
I have seen those two actually.
Streams.
But you know what I'm talking about. It's just like it's not like a 100% fill all the time, but it's mostly what you're covering is, right?
But these videos have gained thousands of views, and E3 is a very popular event. Many people who watch videos will go
I know what
to...
E3 is, and I think
Yes.
most people do. Don't have to explain that.
But that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that an average viewer will go to various other sources, channels, third-party teams, their favorite YouTubers, to get their impressions of E3. If they come to us, surely there must be something that keeps us around, even if we're not necessarily talking about Phil. That is what I am saying.
Yeah, I think you're probably having a great community other than you should find something else to do than to hate and Phil. And if you weren't doing that, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I think if you were just putting away the Phil stuff and stop caring about him, I would probably just support you as any other SoK supporter.
Yes.
All right. And
I should hope that time comes indeed. Once again, it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, I hope you. Thank you, Radran. Well, guys, thanks for having me on, and you were at least civil, and I hope you start to moderate your community a little bit, and dissuade bad, and don't say that they should become or commit perjury in your name.
And I hope you solve your rage issues, yelling and screaming at people. I
usually do when I'm not have been awake for this long time, you know.
And I hope that you're able to, I mean, when Phil is gone, I don't know what you're going to do with all your money. I don't know what you're going to do with your time. But, So
you're saying I'm not doing anything else, Fred?
I don't know. I don't know where.
I have a job.
Actually,
and
I'm very sorry, Fred. There is one thing that I would like from you, Vider. From your outbursts, I believe that you owe Nicole a proper apology.
I was going to do that. Fuck her. I was gonna say hopefully he learns how to talk to women, but all right, Rad, you could be the knight in shining armor. Brightside, do you have something you'd like to say to Nicole?
No, I'm a misogynist. I hate women.
All right, cool.
I'm just kidding.
Well, that is good to know.
But I still don't take it seriously. Well, if she apologized to me for saying that I'm a fraud, I will most definitely apologize for calling her a bitch. That's no problem.
She did not stoop to personal insults. She is also
Called me a fraud.
on the podcast right now.
Hello, I'm still here. I said what you did was fraudulent. I didn't
Crackling.
say you were a fraud.
Robot.
Oh, well, are you sorry for calling me a fraud then?
No, because I didn't call you a fraud.
Well, I think you did, but okay.
She described her opinion that your actions.
Well, let's
were
just fuck
fraudulent.
this. I don't want to drag this more on. Sorry, Nicole. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine by me. I didn't know if you just said be right back though.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay. All right. Well, that's Brightside Viking, ladies and gentlemen. admitting on record that he filed false claims against.
I did not admit that I saw false.
There he
Stop
is.
it! They can't do it.
All right. Well, I thought you were leaving. We're supposed to talk shit about you when you leave.
Okay, but I will leave and you can talk shit about me. I didn't do anything false or fraud or anything. Goodbye,
All right.
Fred. I love you very much.
Mwah.
That was unnecessary.
All right. So there's Brightside Viking, ladies and gentlemen, who has agreed, who has admitted on record that he fraudulently reported our channel, which this evidence will be sent to Twitch and